Um, Equations in one variables. So, what is linear equation in one variable? So, the linear equation in one variable is an equation that is expressed in the form of a times plus b equals 0, where a and b are two integers and x is a variable and has only one solution. For example, 2x plus 3 equals 8 is a linear equation have a single variable in it. Therefore, their equation has only one solution, which is x equals 5 over 2. Whereas if we speak about linear equation is two variables, it has two equation. So in concept of linear equation is one variables has been considered covered in this lesson include its definition, solution, example, world problem, and worksheet question. So the concept covered in these lessons are mentioned below in table in content. So what is one linear equation? So linear equation is one variable definition. So a linear equation is one variable is an equation which has a maximum of one variables of order 1. It is of the form ex plus b equals 0, where x is the variable. So this equation has only one solution. Few examples are 3x equals 1, 22x negative 1 equals 0, 4x plus 9 equals negative 11. So standard form of linear equation is one variable. So the standard form of linear equation in one variable is represented as ex plus b equals 0, where a and b as real numbers and both a and b are not equals to 0. Those is the formula of linear equation is one variable is ex plus b equals 0. So solving linear equation is one variables. Examples of solutions of linear equation is one variables. Us let us understand the concept with the help of an examples. For solving equation with variables in both sides, the following steps are followed. Consider the equations 5x negative 9 equals negative 3x plus 9. So step 1. Transpose all the variables on one side of the equations. By transpose, we mean to shift the variables from one side of the equation to the other side of the equation. In the method of transpositions, the operations of an operand get reserved. In the equation 5x negative 9 equals negative 3x plus 19, we transpose negative 3 from the right hand side to the left hand side of the equality. The operations get reserved upon transpose and transpositions, and the equations becomes 5x negative 9 plus 3x equals 19. 3 8x negative 9 equals 19. Step 2. Similarly, transpose all the constant terms on the other side of the equations as below. 8x negative 9 equals 19. 8x equals 19 plus 9. 8x equals 28. Step 3. Divide the equation with 8 on both sides of the equation. 8x over 8 equals 28 over 8. So 8x equals 28 over 8. If we substitute x equals 28 over 8 in the equation 5x negative 9 equals negative 3x plus 19, we'll get 9 equals 9, thereby satisfying the equality and giving us the required solution. So here are linear equation in one variables example. So example number one. So solve for x 2x negative 4 equals 0. So here are solutions. So add for both sides. So 2 times 2x equals 4 plus 4 equals 0 plus 4. So 2x equals 4. So divide each side by 2. We get 2x over 2 equals 4 over 2. So x equals 4 over 2 equals 2. So x equals 2 is the answer. So example number 2. Solve 12m negative m minus 10 equals 6. Here are solutions. How to solve? So 12 minus 10 equals 6. Add 10 both sides. 2m negative 10 plus 10 equals 6 plus 10. 12m equals 16. So divide each side by 12. We get 12m over 12 equals 16 over 12. So m equals 16 over 12 equals m over 2. So the answer is m equals 4 over 2. So here are linear equation in one variable's word problems. So problem number one. So the length of the legs of isosceles triangle is 4 meters more than its base. If the perimeter of the triangle is 44 meter, find the length of the side of the triangle. So solutions. Let us assume the base measures x meters, hence each of the legs measures y equals x plus 4 meters. So so x meters. So the perimeter of a triangle is the sum of the three sides. The equations are formed and solved as follow. So x plus 2 x plus 4 equals 44. So x plus 2 x plus 8 equals 44. So 3x plus 8 equals 44. 3x equals 44 equals a negative 8 equals 36. 3x equals 36. So x equals 36 over 3. So the answer is x equals 12. So the length of the base is solving as 12 meter, hence either each of the two legs measures 16 meters. So per 16 so 16 meters. So that's the answer. So here are frequency asked questions. So how many solutions are the linear equation in one variables have? So every linear equation is one variable has a one an equation a unique solution. If the equations has two or more variables, then it becomes a linear equation in two variables or linear equation in their variables and so on. And the numbers of solution varies as per the count of variables of equation contained. What is the formula of linear equation in one variable? So the formula of the standard form of a equation having only one variable is given as ax plus b equals 0. In this, there is only one variable, example x. So how to easily solve any equations having one variables? So first, put the variables on the left hand side and the numerical values of the right hand side. Change the operations while changing side of the terms and solve for the variables. So here absolute value. So what is absolute value? So solve equation containing absolute value is as simple as working with regular linear equation. Before we can embark of the solving absolute value equation, let's take a review of what the word absolute values mean. In mathematics, absolute value is a number refers to the instance of numbers from zero regardless of directions. The absolute value of a number's x is generally represented as the value of x equals a, which implies that x equals plus and e negative a. We simply say that absolute value of a given of number is the positive version of the numbers. For example, the absolute value is negative 5 is positive 5, and this can be written as the absolute value of negative 5 equals 5. So other examples of absolute value of numbers include the absolute value of negative 9 equals 9, value the absolute value of 0 equals 0, negative that the value of negative 12 equals negative 12, and etc. From these examples of absolute value, we simply define absolute value equation as equation containing expressed with absolute value function. So how to solve absolute value equation? So the following are the general steps of solving equation containing absolute value function. So associate isolate the expression containing absolute value function. Get read the absolute value notations by getting up the two equation in such a way that in the first equation quantity inside absolute notation is positive, and this the second equations of in it is negative. We will remove this absolute notation and just write the quantity with its suitable side. Calculate the unknown value for the positive version of the equations. Solve for negative versions of the equation, in which you will first multiply the value on the other side of the equal sign by negative 1, and then solve. So in additional to be a verb step, these are other important role you should keep in mind when solving absolute value equations. So the the absolute value of x is always positive. So x positive eh, positive x. So in the absolute value of x equals a, if the a on the right is positive numbers or 0, then there is a solution. So in absolute value of x equals a, if as on the right side in the negative, then there is no solution. So example number 1, solve the equations for x absolute of 3 plus x negative 5 equals 4. Solution. So here are solution how to solve. So isolate the absolute value expression by applying the law of equations. This means we add 5 to both sides on the equation of to 10. So the absolute of value of 3 plus x negative 5 plus 5 equals 4 plus 5. The 3 plus x equals negative 9. So the calculate for the positive versions of the equation. Solve the equation by assuming the absolute value symbols. So the absolute value of 3 plus x equals 9. So 3 plus x equals 9. So subtract 3 from the both sides of the equation. So 3 negative 3 plus x equals 9 negative 3. The answer is x equals 6. So now calculate the negative versions of the equation by multiplying 9 by negative 1. So 3 plus x equals 9. So 3 plus x equals 9 times negative 1. So 3 plus x equals negative 9. So also subtract 3 from both sides to isolate x. So 3 negative 3 plus x equals negative 9 negative 3. So x equals negative 12. So therefore 6 and negative 12, this the solution. So example number 2, solve for the real value of x just as the 3 the value just as 3x negative 4 negative 2 equals 3. Solution. So isolate the equation with absolute function by add to the both side equals 3x negative 4 negative 2 plus 2 equals 2 plus 3 plus 2. So equals 3x. The absolute of value of 3x negative 4 equals negative 5 equals 5. So you assume the absolute signs and solve for the positive versions of the equation. So the absolute of value of 3x equals negative 4 equals 5. So 3x equals 4 equals 5. So add for the both sides of the equation. So 3x negative 4 plus 4 equals 5 plus 4. So 3x equals 9. So divide 3. So divide. So 3x over 2 at 3 is equals negative equals over 3. So the answer is x equals 3. So now solve the negative version by multiplying 5 by 1. So 3x negative 4 equals 5. So 3x equals 4 equals negative 1 times 5 times 5. So 3x equals 4 eh, 3x negative 4 equals negative 5. So add for the both sides of the equation. So 3x negative 4 plus 4 equals negative 5 plus 4. So 3x equals negative 3x equals 1. So divide by 3 on both sides. So 3x over 3 equals 1 over 3. So the answer is x equals 1 over 3. So therefore 3 and 1/3 1 over 3 are the solution. So example number 3, solve for the real value of x. Solve the absolute of value of 2x equal negative 3 negative 4 equals 3. So how to solve? So here are solutions. So add for the both sides. So 2 the absolute value of 2x equals 3 negative 3 negative 4 equals 3. So 2x negative 3 equals 7. So assume the absolute symbols and solve for the positive versions of x. 2x negative 3 equals 7. So add 3. So 2x negative 3 plus 3 equals 3 plus 7 plus 3. So 2x equals 10. So equals is 5. Now solve for the negative versions of x by multiplying 7 by 1. So 7 negative 1. So 2x negative 3 equals 7. So 2x negative 3 equals 1 equals negative 1 times 7. So 2x negative 3 equals negative 7. So add 3 to both sides. 2x negative 3 plus 3 equals negative 7 plus 3. So 2x equals negative 4. So x equals negative 2. So therefore x equals negative 2 and 5. So that is uh, basic examples of value absolute value.